This is a quick demonstration of how to get the sample dataset to analyze the Lociq program. So from the Lociq webpage, what you want to do is scroll down past the initial installation instructions, all the way down to where it says usage, and just above that you'll see this phrase optional sample datasets may be accessed and prepared from here. So simply follow this link, and that'll take you to the Lociq sample repository. So to get the dataset installed, first it's similar to the initial Lociq setup, so everything, it's all copy paste. So you go from background, subdirectory, and retrieve files. Just go ahead and copy this first one and paste it into your terminal. This is pretty simple. All we're doing for this is creating a directory that we'll be installing the files into. So now you want to copy this next set of commands. This will copy the files that we developed into your folder. And I say the files we developed because you'll be downloading an external database at a later point. So now that we have these three files installed, we're going to go ahead and they're in a compressed format, and so we're going to go ahead and uncompress them into a usable format, let's just say, just to save on space. Okay, so all that was pretty easy. Now we're going to download the sequence files. This is the PLSDB database. They were excellent in that they make their databases publicly available. Now just a heads up, this is about a gig, so this is going to take some time to download. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste, hit enter, and now we wait. So I will come back once this has completed. Okay, now that has successfully downloaded, now again we have to decompress the files. So go ahead and copy and paste the next command in there. And this also takes a little bit of time. And once that has unzipped, then we need to, well, make some minor modifications to the files. So I'm going to go ahead and start the next command, and I'll tell you what we're doing. So effectively, we have the FASTA files, or the FNA files, or whatever, of the PLSDB database. And the header information, it's organized by the accession number, followed by space, followed by a bunch of metadata that's very useful. So effectively, what we're doing is we're rewriting the FASTA files so that the headers only contain the accession numbers. And that way it makes it a lot easier for some of our downstream analyses. So, or it makes the file a lot easier to work with. So now that we have rewritten this file, we're going to create a BLAST database, or a searchable database from these sequences. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste the next command, the BLAST, make BLASTDB command. Go ahead and enter that. And the two things that we have included that are pretty important are the hash index and the parsec IDs flags. And so that makes this a searchable database where we can extract sequences based off their accession number, which comes in really handy for when you're trying to pull out specific regions of the plasmids in the database. So now that we've created the searchable BLAST database, we're going to free up a little bit of space by removing the PLSDB FNA files, because they are at least a couple gigs at this point. So that should help things out a little bit. And finally, we're going to, well, maybe not finally, but the next step is to uncompress another one of the files that we downloaded. These are our the specific Plasmid attribution files. There we go, that's where I was looking for, the Plasmid attribution table. Effectively, this is a presence-absence matrix that tells us what plasmid type is associated with each plasmid in the PLSDB database. And then finally, if you choose to use the demo to analyze new files, we're just going to go ahead and download a separate file that you can use for for analysis after you create the database. That will be that. This corresponds to step 6 in the process, so you won't have to worry about that right now. But yeah, if you have everything set up the way it needs to be, and you followed the text boxes in order, then you should be good to go.